What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to beat an extreme, insane, just hard level in Geometry Dash in general. So I made a guide for this a while ago, but I'm going to be doing a revised version here, and it's going to be for beating really hard levels, so you can be up there with the top players, you know, who's a good player, like Troster or some shit. So as you might know, there's no real secret, there's no like trick to get you to beat it. I'm just going to give you guys 4 tips that I've learned in my experience of 3 years of demon beating. I've been playing this game for quite a lot of time now, so yeah, you can trust what I say. So first up, there's 2 ways to beat a demon. So 1, you can practice a lot and get really good at all the parts, know the level really well, and just be able to consistently get to the end so you won't panic and eventually do it. That's the one way with consistency. The second way is just by fluking it. So say you know the level, you know like the basics, you know how to get through the parts every now and then, and you get lucky, you just fly through all the parts, you just get super lucky and don't fail at the end, and you're good. I've fluked a couple times in my experience, but mostly I've beaten demons with consistency. But if you're lucky, you can fluke, so you just always have that positive attitude that you could do it at any time. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the 4 tips that I think I can give you guys that will be really helpful. So number 1, might seem a bit obvious, but you got to stay calm. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to the end of a demon and just gone into complete panic mode. My heart's beating like twice as fast as it should, and I'm just thinking, negative thoughts are going through my head like, oh, I'm gonna die, and then, yeah, as you might have guessed, I die. I'm sure a lot of you people can relate to that. So yeah, you have to train yourself to stay calm. You have to put like your mind in a positive mindset and think, I'm gonna beat this level. You can't think, I'm gonna die. Like, believe me, I regret doing that so much, and you just gotta take deep breaths and stay calm. Honestly, I think this is pretty much the key thing apart from practice. This is the most important thing you got to do. It's mostly your mind holding you back when you're trying to beat an extreme demon, not your finger. So yeah, that's the number 1 tip. You got to stay calm. Try and remember that. Okay, the second tip I've got for you guys is kind of a method that I invented with like copying a level. So I call it the start position consistency method. It's a kind of long name, but yeah, it sounds cool. So here's what it involves. Like, everyone knows about copying levels and putting a start position. This is my method for getting consistent at all the parts. Let's just use a mega collab, for example. How about deception dive by, I don't know, a bunch of random people. And it's got about 10 parts in the level, maybe more, I don't really know. But the way that this method works is you put a start position at one of the parts that you want to practice. You're going to eventually do this for all of them. And you practice, you just sit down, you practice until you can do that part 5 times in a row without dying. It may take a while, you don't have to do it in one session, you can do it over time, but you'll know you're ready when you've beat that part 5 times in a row without dying. And keep in mind, it's only a 10-second part. If you can do it 5 times in a row, you really know you're ready, and you get a lot of confidence in the final level. So yeah, if you do that for every part of the level, all the 10 parts, it takes a while, but it's worth it. This is how you can get really consistent at the level, and you won't be panicked when you reach the end. I came up with this method a few years ago when I started copying levels and stuff, and I thought that would be a really good one, and it's helped me a lot in the past. So yeah, you guys should give it a go next time you're practicing an extreme demon. So I'm going to show you a little icon advantage you can give yourself, which actually helps you quite a lot, which is kind of strange because you wouldn't have thought a change of icon would be good. So first, ships. Try and get something pointy like this. This has a nice little point to it here. Even these ones are good. Don't choose something like that. Like, believe me, that makes it harder. These ones here, they make it harder to fly. I really like the look of this one, but it just makes it 10 times harder to fly in straight fly and places. So yeah, choose a ship like this one with a nice point and not too big form factor. Another one is wave. Have a wave in the shape of this starter wave here. You cannot use these ones. I mean, of course you can, but it makes it so much easier. Like, just go try it for yourself. Try a hard wave part with this, and then try it with this compared to it. The difference is just absolutely insane. The last part of this tip, which is the most important part I've found, is actually to just turn off glow. I mean, I know glow looks awesome, glow makes everything look better, but if you hadn't noticed, it also makes everything look bigger. So I'm just going to go, let's play a random level. Okay, so here we're playing without glow. Look at that, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Look, it just looks great. It looks so much smaller and nicer. Let's go on a run, because why not? Okay, that was kind of a bit of a hard part. But yeah, you get my point. You can see how without glow, it just makes everything so much easier. So go give that a try yourself next time you're going to go slay an insane demon. Just turn off the glow, give it a go. You won't regret it, believe me. The 4th tip I'm going to give is to not just jump in immediately and do, like, say Bloodbath or Erebus or something insanely hard. You gotta work your way up. If you have decent experience in the game, if you've beaten a few demons and you want to move up to some insanes and extremes, don't just jump in. Don't just go straight for the hardest one. Start with like insane. Start with insane levels like maybe Windy Landscape or stuff on the same difficulty level as that. Because if you work your way up to the top, you're going to get more experience and you're going to actually have more fun playing the game. Believe me, if you just try to beat the hardest of the hard and just waste a lot of attempts there, even though you know your skill level isn't good enough, you're not going to enjoy the game as much. So yeah, this is a bit of an obvious tip, just like number one, but really, I see people just trying way too hard stuff for their skill level. So yeah, build your skill level over time, and remember, it just doesn't happen overnight. You don't get your skill overnight. You've got to be patient and keep at it, and you'll have fun in the process because it's a really fun game. So this fourth tip applies to like annoying levels with memorization parts that are just sometimes you think you can't do it. What I'd recommend doing is just watching the verifier or anyone who's beaten the level on YouTube, just see it, then you don't have to learn the path for yourself. Watch it a few times, it kind of sticks in your head a little bit, like it just helps, it makes you a lot easier to memorize it. I've used this part for the part in Hypersonic, the ball part, and also the one in Ultrasonic, and I forgot another level, but it was a huge maze, and I watched the video a few times. It kind of cements the image in your mind and helps you practice, and then eventually helps you do it every time. Okay, now I'm going to talk about some misconceptions in the Geometry Dash community that are kind of annoying me, actually. A lot of people say you need a 144Hz monitor to actually be good and like be one of the best players, but no, that's not really true. Like you can definitely be good with 60Hz. I've never even looked at a 144Hz monitor in my life, and I've beaten some pretty hard stuff. I'm not an extreme demon slayer. I've just beaten some hard stuff. Obviously 144Hz is going to make the game a little easier to straight fly, but everything else should be fine. Don't worry about it. The majority of the community is on 60Hz, so just don't worry about it at all. An example of a really good player who has recently beat some insane stuff and has always been an awesome player, and he's still on 60Hz, is Lukealizer. I don't know if I said that right, but I really hope I did. Anyway, he's recently beat some really crazy stuff, and it's awesome because it just proves you don't need a 144Hz monitor. One last thing I want to say is there's really no secret to beating insane stuff. It's just like any challenge in your life. Practice makes perfect. The age-old theory that you need to use. Don't try taking any shortcuts. If you work hard at it, you will eventually rise to the top and you could beat some really insane stuff. And it's a great feeling, as I'm sure you know, just from beating even easy demons, even just any demon in general is a great feeling. The harder it is, the better it is. Okay, so here I've got a small list of extreme demons that you can start off with to maybe get your first extreme. And yeah, move up the stepping stones. So first we've got Hypersonic. I'm sure plenty of you saw that one coming. It's probably one of the easiest extremes. I mean, it can still be considered an extreme. It's a really fun level as well, so you're not going to get bored or anything. Just a few annoying parts. Second of all, we have Retention by Ouija 14 something or other, I forgot. It's pretty much like a memory based level. There's a few tricky parts, but it's very fun. It's got an awesome song and it's a good extreme demon to help you get up. The third one to start out with is Cataclysm. It's a pretty old level now, but it's still a very good level, a very good skill testing level to improve your flying and ball skills. When you're good enough, give it a go, check it out. It's only got a few inconsistent parts, and yeah, you're on your way to bigger and better stuff already. Okay, so we've also got Deception Dive, which I mentioned earlier in the video. A really awesome mega collab by a whole bunch of people, and there's a few really tricky parts, but everything seems doable. You can get consistent at it, and it's a really fun level with an awesome song. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you've learned something or it's helped you. I decided to make this video for anyone who really wanted to beat an insane extreme demon. Just move up in the world, get a bigger YouTube channel and beat some crazy stuff. It's, as I said before, it's a great feeling. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a nice day.